Hello. We're gonna do the booktube mid-year freakout tag. Basically, just let's touch base. Let's see how my 2023 reading is going. I would say it's going really well. It's going surprisingly well, given that those of you who've been following my channel know that 2023 has not been very kind to me. It has been remarkably unkind to me, actually, in many a way, but books have helped me through. So far this year, I've read 57 books. That's slower than my pace from the last like 2-ish years, but I've found this to be a very comfortable pace. It's about 2 books a week, which is very feasible given my current lifestyle. I just really don't want to like over glorify reading a lot and also not, or feeling like you're not reading enough. Like I'm just reading at the pace that works for me. Right now, that's the pace that works for me. So I've read 57 books so far. I'm pretty much on track for my goal of 104, so 2 books a week, 52 times 2. And I've read some really good ones. I figured what would be fun would be to screen record as I go and just sort of answer these questions blind. I hope you enjoy. Let's start with the best book that I read in 2023. Okay, there's a couple of contenders. Nightcrawling's definitely up there. Friday Black's kind of up there. Our Wives Under the Sea, Beartown. The Island of Missing Trees is the one that comes to mind because Head Full of Ghosts. That's some good ones. I haven't told you guys about these yet. That video is coming very soon. There's these. I think it's gonna be between The Island of Missing Trees, Beartown, and Our Wives Under the Sea. Nightcrawling is such a strong contender, though. I think I'm gonna end up going with The Island of Missing Trees just because it spoke to me on just such a deep level. This is a literary fiction, family saga, historical piece with a little bit of magic realism, where the magic realism is just the fact that the story is narrated by a tree for about half the book. And it's a narrative shtick that I found worked. A lot of people find it doesn't. If you're interested in my full review, I do have a video relatively recently where I sing the praises of this book, and I think it's my favorite out of all of these that I've read, but there's a couple of really good ones here. Okay, best sequel I read so far in 2023. This is going to be hard because I don't typically read sequels. So we're going to try, folks. We're going to try. Hidden Bodies, sequel. You Love Me, sequel. For You and Only You, sequel. Please tell me there's more than that because I don't want those to be the best ones. This was a trilogy, so I will not count it. Also, the sequels were not as good as the first book, I'd say, in Lilith's Brood. These were sequels. I enjoyed them. But I think the one that's going to win, thankfully, Us Against You was also a sequel. For the Coffee Gets Cold was also a sequel. Okay, so our contenders are the You series, the Beartown series, Lilith's Brood, except not really, not counting it, Good Girls Guide to Murder series, and the Three Body Problem. It's gonna be, also, Before the Coffee Gets Cold. It's going to be a very resounding win for the Three Body Problem. So the best sequel I probably read was The Dark Forest. I really enjoyed The Dark Forest. I'm loving the world building in this story. So the Three Body Problem is like a complex sci-fi, political, philosophical mega arc of what happens when an alien species gets in touch with us and needs another world to inhabit, potentially ours. And we take it as a declaration of war, essentially, but some of us welcome our alien overlords. That's a very simplistic summary of this glorious book. I absolutely love it. Yeah, it's super good. I can't wait to read the third book. I had to sort of like take a break because I'm still digesting the second one, but I would say that's the best sequel so far. Really a series worth continuing with. New release, you haven't read that yet, but want to. For this, I actually just went to my TBR. I'm showing you my like Goodreads TBR. And there are so many. So this is just stuff I want to read. that's coming out like right now. So I think, ooh, that has already come out. I got Chain Gang All Stars from the library recently, and it expired before I had a chance to read it because I just had a ton of library holds come in all at once. And I'm really kind of like upset about it because I loved the author's short story collection, Friday Black. It was amazing, and I have a feeling that this book is also going to be amazing. It has great ratings, so that's very exciting. Some other new releases on here that I'm like, yes, I can't wait. Um, is this little doomsday nonfiction, The Heat Will Kill You First. Can't wait to be terrified of climate change. And it came out last week, so I haven't even tried to find it yet. I think I requested it in my library, but hopefully that's going to come along soon. Also, my hold for Camp Zero is coming in soon. I'm a little disappointed that this is the rating. I'm hoping this will be fun. I think it's like a YA-ish survival soft post-apocalyptic vibes. Oh, and the Light Pirate. I've been waiting for the Light Pirate for a while. Anyway, I have a chance to sort of see my TBR. Actually, as I scroll through this, if you see anything here that you're like, you need to read this immediately, please let me know. I'm looking at my TBR and I'm like, oh, this is kind of exciting. We're now in the 2022s. But the releases from 2023, there's not many. Yeah, there's not many, but there's some that I suspect are going to be really good. Biography of X, my hold for Biography of X is also coming in really soon. So that's going to be exciting. And this I added because I thought the title was funny, and I don't typically read South American literature, / I'm trying to read more South American literature right now, and I believe the author is Brazilian. And also I saw one of my friends, Hi Pizza, reading it and liking it. So we'll see. The next question is like the most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and I just straight up don't have one. Like, this is my TBR. If I had an anticipated release, it would be here. If I filmed this a week ago, it would be this book based on the publication date. So since it's not that, I saw on Instagram that Jordan Peele edited a collection of like short horror stories by Black authors. I don't know if there's a publication date for that yet, but that is the one thing that kind of comes to mind as an anticipated release. I'm hoping to get my hands on that pretty quickly because that sounds amazing. Alrighty, biggest disappointment. Well, let's switch back to this tab. Biggest disappointment. I'm just going to point out disappointments. Still Life was disappointing. These were alright. I Want to Die, but I Want to Eat Tteokbokki was really disappointing. I thought it would be great. It had a good title. This Time Tomorrow was quite disappointing. Margaret Atwood, I kind of didn't have hopes that were that high. Keep My Exoskeletons to Myself was also disappointing. The Dog Stars wrecked me in terms of disappointment. I was very upset that I read it. Same with The Mother Thing. Mother Thing was very disappointing. Even The Gifts of Imperfection, actually, I didn't love it. I would say the most disappointing of all of these, I thought I would love I Want to Die, but I Want to Eat Tteokbokki. I thought I would really enjoy it because the title's funny and evocative and captivating, and I read it during kind of a difficult time. I mean, 2023 has just been a difficult time, but I read it during a difficult time, and I was really hoping to sort of like find it, I don't know, relatable. You can see my full review again in another video. And it just felt so flat for me. So flat, and I was just like pissed off about it. Yeah, so we're gonna go with I Want to Die, but I Want to Eat Tteokbokki. Biggest surprise. Okay, that's kind of fun. Nightcrawling, I was very pleasantly surprised. This was an amazing book that I never want to read again because it's horrific, but it's absolutely amazing. Our Wives Under the Sea blew me away. That was a good surprise, but I wouldn't... Ooh, you know, it was the biggest surprise. I can tell you what it was. It was A Head Full of Ghosts, because I didn't think that I would like Paul Tremblay at all. I didn't expect to like The Cabin at the End of the World. I had a feeling it would be like hokey and just not for me and just not my vibe. And then I read it and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was the best thing ever. And I went straight, like, pretty quickly, I mean, I tossed in a bunch of books in between, but pretty quickly I went to another Paul Tremblay, A Head Full of Ghosts, and that is like one of my top novels of the year so far. And I was just so pleasantly surprised by both of these, but especially by A Head Full of Ghosts. And I was just so surprised by how much I liked these books. Um, yeah, Paul Tremblay's work is actually my biggest surprise. Okay, favorite new author or new to me or debut? Okay, when it comes to favorite author, a couple of people are coming to mind. Um, for either new or debut. I think this is Julia Armfield's first novel, Our Wives Under the Sea, and I loved it. I found it absolutely incredible. I have the audiobook of her short stories on my TBR for this month. And I'm very excited to see how much her short stories hold up to what became of the book. So she's definitely up there. New to me, Paul Tremblay, as I was saying. So I won't elaborate on that further, but the other new to me author would be Cixin Yu, The Three Body Problem, and The Dark Forest, because the man knows how to write. The man knows how to write really freaking cool sci-fi stories, and I can appreciate a really freaking cool sci-fi story. Newest fictional crush. Okay. Folks, I don't typically have crushes in books. This is a situation. We're gonna eliminate everything here, eliminate all of that. Maybe the nice sweet bean paste man? Maybe the wives? Both of the wives. Because they were under the sea. Um, the creature from the first story, if you know, you know. I'm kidding, that's a joke. I promise that's a joke, but the creature from the first story and Cursed Bunny. Mm. I can tell you who it's definitely not. It's definitely not Redford. Redford was okay. It's definitely not Redford. It's definitely not the guy from Mother Thing, and it's definitely not the Holden Caulfield Henry Winter wannabes of These Violent Delights, which is a book I actually really enjoyed, but absolutely not crushing on them. Newest favorite character? I'm not one for characters usually. Again, this is just sort of like I don't get attached to individual characters while reading. I don't know why I did that. I don't get attached to individual characters while reading. But my newest favorite character, probably just because I'm trying to read series more, would be from Beartown, and it would be Maya. I just really like Maya. I love how artistic she is. I love how brave she is. I love how big and open her heart is, even when she struggles. And I feel for Maya a lot. I relate to her a lot. So Maya in Frederick Bachman's Beartown, Us Against You, there it is, and The Winners that I just finished a few days ago. She's going to be my favorite character from this year because I met her this year and I got to read 3 books about her. Okay, we did it. We did it. That's it. That's the tag. Yay! Okay. I want to take this opportunity to follow up on a video I made 6 months ago for my 2023 TBR and take a look as to how well I'm actually doing. So here are my notes for these for this video. Sci-fi that I want to read. I've read The Three Body Problem, loved it. Read the 5th season, was disappointed. Looking forward to this. Read this. Looking forward to this. In terms of this, I've only read Beartown, but to be fair, I then finished the series. So that's pretty good. But I need to get on these. They were edgy and cool. I really liked Our Lives Under the Sea. Our Wives. Our Lives. Our Wives. I really liked Our Wives Under the Sea. And I really like These Violent Delights. These 2 have been on my bedside table for like 2 months. I should probably get on that. I just keep like getting other books from the library, and then it's like they have a deadline and these do not, and they keep getting shuffled to the bottom of my TBR because of that. I have not touched these classics. I started Jude the Obscure in like February, and I was like, you know what? I'm sad enough already. Like, we're not doing this right now. We'll see if I do it at any point. We'll see. I should really get on these. I also haven't had any of these. I think I have both Hood Feminism and Braiding Sweetgrass as audiobook holds from the library, and they're just super popular. I'm still kind of curious about Sapiens. We'll see. Um, but yeah, so far, that's not going well because I had 23 books on this list, and I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is less than half of 23. I've read a quarter of the list. I'm blinking some kind of Morse code for help. Anyway, I gotta get on that, so bye, I'm gonna go read. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you're reading some great books and that you've had a great 2023. Let me know if you saw any books that I read that you also read this year. I want to know if we're like being reading buddies right now and what you thought of them. You know, that's always fun. I like reading your comments a lot. Sometimes it takes me like a day or two or a week to respond, but I absolutely love getting comments. It's so fun. It's so fun talking to you guys about books. Um, okay, have a great rest of your day. I hope you read a really good book sometime soon. And yeah, take care of yourselves. You're wonderful. Okay, bye.